Hey guys, Thomas Cecilia Jr. here, aka Mustache Tom, with another theory that I put together. Uh, and as you can see to the right of me, it is about whether or not Digimon have gender. So, this is something I have been thinking about ever since I was a bit younger and growing up with Digimon. And it is something that I've seen on the internet people actually debating about of whether or not Digimon have gender. And most people tend to agree with a clip of Renamon saying that Digimon don't have gender, which was in season 3. So this debate started in that clip, or maybe even earlier. I'm not entirely sure when it started, but it is something I have been thinking about more and more recently. So the question I decided to ask is, do all Digimon not have a gender? Uh, and I came to the conclusion that no, that is not the case. That some Digimon do have gender, and that's what I'm here to talk about in this theory. So, it's interesting because in later episodes, in the later series, we have Digimon like Cutemon uh, talking about or proclaiming that they are, in fact, a boy, that he is a boy. Um, and this is where I started to think, well, why would he say that after so many episodes of him crying and the way he looks? Um, how would he even know what a boy is if he doesn't understand or does not have a gender? Um, and it became clear to me that, well, okay, maybe Cumon has a gender. And I actually saw a Wikipedia page, which I'll leave a link in the description once I find it, of this explanation of later Digimon episodes don't count because they're not canon. And I can see where that comes in. This is, it is a separate thing, like it's all about Digimon fusion, but I guess what would also not count is the season where humans and Digimon actually fuse together, because that actually had me thinking, like, when a Digimon fuses with a human, does a Digimon that didn't have gender before obtain gender? Because when a human and a Digimon combined all their attributes, uh, and I guess that would include gender would be a part of that. And even to dismiss what Renamon said, even later on in that series, we have humans fusing with their Digimon. Gallantmon is a product of Guilmon fusing with his human tamer. Renamon's Digivolution, I think it's Taumon, I think it was that one, is a product of her fusing with Renamon, or I can't remember her Digimon's later name, but when that happens, does their gender fuse with the Digimon? It is something that I have thought about, because Digimon and humans become one entity. So one could argue, and I would argue, that those particular Digimon do have gender. Uh, and that's in season 3, so that is canon. That is the very same series where the argument potentially stemmed from. Um, and even in prior series, the first 2 seasons, we have smaller examples of some Digimon not having gender, and some of them do having slight hints of it, but it is seen throughout and can be scouted throughout watching more closely about what happens in Digimon. How would Digimon know what a princess is? When the Gekomon are talking about having Princess Mimi as their princess, how would they know what that is? How would Impmon have the name Bad Boy, his official nickname, I guess, if he doesn't know what a boy is? these are questions that do come up pretty regularly, and they're still relevant and part of the canon of Digimon. So I think at the end of the day, there are some Digimon who do have gender and some of them who don't. And to just further this, now when you look at Renamon, she is a Digimon that wouldn't be focused on that sort of subject anyways, because she was bred to be a fighter. Um, you know, just mission after mission, Digimon after Digimon, trying to become the best. She was so focused on that that a small thing like this to her was completely irrelevant. So I think that is, I mean, people could have argued that it was a mistranslation. I mean, there's a lot of parts of Digimon that could easily have been mistranslated, but there are some examples in prior seasons where it seems as if that is true for other Digimon. For example, Pumpkinmon and Gatsumon, I think it was, when they were exploring the city, when Maoto-san sent them out to do something, instead they ended up in the shop and then putting on clothes and not really caring whether or not what they were wearing because they didn't understand what gender was. So for those particular Digimon, it didn't matter. And for some other Digimon, it might matter. Like, Palmon does have a few examples where that does sort of come up, and even Biyomon too, and some of the guy Digimon, Gomamon, Gabumon. You know, the examples of the original Digimon aren't as strong as in Season 3 and upward, but it is present, so I guess what I'm trying to say is, yes, I do still believe that some Digimon do have gender, and some don't. And at the end of the day, I believe that both sides of this argument that's been going on oddly for a really long time, both sides are actually right. And I think there is a deeper thing behind this is that, you know, you can live your lifestyle according to what gender is, and that's perfectly fine. And you don't have to also, you don't have to conform to that either. Both ways are perfectly fine. I think they undertone that throughout the entirety of Digimon, and it does come up quite a few times, so I don't think it's just there for padding or anything. There is a deeper meaning behind all of this, among the other very interesting meanings that come up throughout the series of Digimon. So, that's my fan theory. And I guess some people will probably continue to argue whether or not Digimon have gender, and that's fine. But, in my case, I came to the conclusion a while back, and I decided to finally make a video based off of it. I'll leave links in the description of the videos I can find. I'll put a link in the description for the Renamon video. For the, I don't know, I wasn't able to find a video for the Cutemon thing quite yet, but if I do find that, I'll put together a little mini video and put the link in the description if I can find that. And any other examples that may come across, I'll be adding those later on after. And I want to know in the comments, what are your thoughts and feelings about Digimon's message of it's okay to either conform or not conform to gender. So with that being said, that is the end of this theory. So this has been Thomas Asua Jr., aka Mustache Tom, and I'll see you guys next time.